this is our salvia plant, the one that we'll take cuttings from. So your cuttings should have like 3 nodes. Nodes are parts where the leaves come out. So 1, 2, 3. We'll cut here below the node, and we'll take a cutting on this branch as well. I'll try to do this one-handedly, at least one, and then we will see the rest when I put the camera somewhere else. So something like this will be just fine. Okay, so we have one cutting like this. You can of course cut down to the next node just so the plant looks nicer, or you can leave it like this. The new branches will, I don't know if you can see this, doesn't want to zoom properly. The new branches will grow out here. Actually, in all plants, in the node, yes, in the node, well, where the leaves touch the branch or the stem, at each leaf there is a bud. So this bud will develop into a new branch. So basically, if you keep cutting your salvia, it will keep regrowing. So you take one branch off, you get 2 new ones out. I think you get the idea how this works. Now, plus also, of course, each time you cut it down, like, you will just get a bushier plant in time. These are the branches that we collected now from all the plants, and we can't use them yet. They have too many leaves. Let's go through them, and one by one we will prepare. So first one. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, one pretty long guy. Oh, this is probably something like 10 centimeters or something. So the last node is here. We need to first remove the lower leaves like this, and then we need to shorten the middle leaves like this. We remove a lot of the leaf surface because obviously now something like this, it doesn't have roots, so it will be losing a lot of water, and of course it needs surface to photosynthesize. It still does need leaves, but it just should have a little bit less of them until it grows roots properly. So the last leaves I will just cut off the tips. So this guy, he's ready now for putting in the soil. Maybe I will just shorten this here, something like this. You should have like a good centimeter below the node. So the new roots, they will be growing out from just below here. Maybe some of them a little further down, but basically in this area. So don't cut it totally to the node, and don't leave it too long. Okay, let's continue. So this guy is done. This one is interesting. So we have 2 branches actually, and there is no node down. So all of this we don't need. We'll just cut it like before, like here, and then the leaves are shorter. We'll still get rid of a few, but we won't take off as many as with the other one. So something like this, like so. Next one here, and you see how well you have to look. I mean, obviously, while we're taking the cuttings, we are looking at the plant. So the last node is here. You just look really like fast. You might think, okay, no, it's just this. No, we can use here the whole one down to here. Won't shorten it anymore. We'll just take some leaves out. Actually, maybe, yeah, the lower ones should go down, and the rest we will just shorten like this, like so. Nice thing about working in the greenhouse is actually you have leaves on the floor anyway, so you can just brush stuff down at the side. Okay, next one. So again, we have guys here, and we have the last node here. Even like this sometimes happens with like it's just a morphological developmental mistake. Actually, you have like 2 nodes just crushed into this, which is actually great because there's gonna be more hormones, plant hormones concentrating here, which means this one should root, maybe even faster than the others. Yeah, okay, this one is done. So like this. Next one. Again, like all of this stuff here we don't really need, so we'll just take it off. Take the leaves off like this. Shorten the leaves. See how different actually the leaves can look. They can be like really wide, or they can be pretty narrow on this thing. So like this, like this. Okay, this one is done. And this guy goes half off, and here just the tips. Oops, you didn't see this. Okay, so anyways, again, here just the tips. We leave the small ones on, and here just the half of it. And we have the node here with a little bit of extension. Just a few more to go. Aha, okay. So here we have one really tiny short one. These guys, he'll probably root still. It will be a weak plant, but actually, if it's fertilized nicely and in a good area, it will still grow as any other plant. Okay, here, these guys shorten a little bit. Half on the outer ones, half on the outer ones, and just the tips right here. Okay, two more. Bushy, very bushy, so the lower ones go totally off. What else do we have? Actually here, because it's 4 nodes, if this was more developed, I could just cut it in half. You know, even just 2 nodes, they do root. Even like one option is also that you root them like just in a small glass vial or something, and you could use just this much or even just 1 node. So this thing, it's not really that difficult to propagate. The difficult thing with this salvia is just to keep it alive in summer, especially because it doesn't like the heat. So wherever you are, just make sure in summer that the temperatures are not too high. It likes shade, and it likes to be a little bit cooler, even though it's a tropical plant. But even in the tropics we have different temperature zones, so sort of. Okay, so enough of that. Last one. Okay, so now we are done. We have all of these guys here, and actually we'll try 2 things. We'll separate them out now, and we'll put some of them in soil, and we'll put the others in water, and we'll follow them, and we'll see which ones root faster and which ones root better. So let's separate them out. This small one, definitely for soil. This long one, this is a perfect candidate for water, because in soil just this much would be in soil, and all of this would be exposed and would lose a lot of water. So this guy, will put him in the pile for soil. This guy also soil. This guy definitely soil. All of the soil ones, they would work in water, and all of the whatever we'll have for water ones, they would work in soil, but just as I said, because of the size. So this goes in water, this goes in water, and the final one, this goes in water. So now we have 2 bunches, and let's do these guys first. So let's put these guys in soil. Okay, so I prepared seed tray, and I put soil, compost, into like this plastic form. You could use little jiffy pots, or just those expanding peat tablets or something like this. It's easier to get the plants out because they have brittle roots. So if you just fill this with soil, you will damage the roots when they grow, because they will all intertangle, you know, all between themselves. So it's much better any sort of option that you have, that you just separate the individual plants as they grow. First of all, you'll need something like sturdy, like a little stick or something. Chopsticks, they are perfect for this. And you need to make a hole. I put it right there in the corner. Okay, so you need to make a hole. You put your cutting inside and just gently put the soil over. So this is the first one done. Let's continue. So the next one, if they are too big, you can use you can space them out a bit more. So like you can put a row maybe of this and a row of something else. I don't know, like what we'll do, we'll just put this guy here. I'll come later and fill this in maybe with different plants, so that we use the space. And actually I need to do a bunch of other cuttings as well, but just so that these guys have as much space as they need. It's also a good idea that you mark when you started a batch, so you can just write on the pot, or you can just write on a little note that you put somewhere. Watering, of course. I put a bit of water inside here at the edge. I didn't water the substrate because when you're handling it, it shouldn't stick to you. So if I touch it and you see, it falls off. It's moist, but it's not wet. And actually this is how it should be. If it's too wet, all your cuttings will just rot. If it's too dry, obviously they will dry up. We'll spray them a bit. Just any sort of sprayer. You know, you finish using, I don't know, window cleaner or something, just clean it out very well. You can use for plants. Like, no need to buy something fancy again. So like this, and we put a cover on. This is one of these grow boxes that I'm using that you can close. We'll close them for now. It's better that the environment inside is moist. Let's see how this looks. Let's see how this looks from the side. Okay, you see these guys? They're in here. Okay, so they should have a pretty humid environment in here. Once you see that they are starting to grow, it means that probably they have roots going. So you can just start opening the little doors first, leaving them for a few hours, closing and so on, and then taking the cover off. You need to adjust them to a different humidity. You can't just, okay guys, you're ready, transplant them and you go. No, especially with salvia, go easy, go slow. Let it take, I don't know, 2-3 weeks that they get acclimatized to a lower humidity. And in any case, come every day, every few days, come check that you don't get any fungus inside or something. You can use sterile soil to minimize the chance of fungus or, I don't know, some insects eating the stuff you have in grow boxes. But in the end, I mean, this is an open system, so you can have super sterile stuff inside, and still, because it's not in a lab, it can get infected by something if you have bad luck. So basically, just keep your stuff as clean as possible. This is my advice, clean as possible, and you should be okay. And of course, check. Yeah, also something else, like where you want to put your little grow box, put it somewhere where it's shady, where it's not like totally in the sun, so it doesn't overheat. It should be bright, but not in direct sunlight. And these longer ones, what we'll do with them, like I have a pot here now with some water inside. Shouldn't be really too cold water. Make it like environment temperature or room temperature if you're in a room. Like this, just pop them in, that they are maybe like a third or something the way in the water. Maybe a pot that has a bit lower sides would be better. I might change it, we'll see. So basically this is it. These guys, I'll just spray them also. These guys, they won't go in that much dark because they have they have all the water here, so it's like a pot of flowers that you might have like in the house. Like they can get all the water they need even without the dome on top. Tip of the branch and the tip of the roots. Each one produces a hormone, right? So the hormone in the roots travels up the plant and makes the top of the branch grow, or top of the stem grow. And the same thing happens on the other side. So the tip here, the growing point, where the leaves come out and new branches and everything, this meristem here, this like tiniest part where it's actually growing, the busy end of the plant basically, this also makes hormones that travel down the stem inside the roots to the tips of the roots, and it makes the roots grow. So you cut either one of those off and you, sorry the expression, up the plant. But it can come out of it. This is why cuttings work. If you found this helpful, and if you would like to see more stuff like this, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to write to me in the comments what do you think about this. Do you have any other questions, any suggestions? What would you like to see that I cover next? Have a nice day, enjoy, thank you for watching, and see you next time.